Hey friends, welcome back to Bike TV. So today is a very exciting day for us here at a cargo bike focused bike shop because it isn't every day that we see a brand new model roll out from one of the bikes we've been selling for many years. Today we get to check out the brand new Urban Arrow FamilyNext. The Urban Arrow FamilyNext has quite a few upgrades over the existing Urban Arrow family cargo line. We're gonna dive right into it. Let's have a look. So first up, the color. Oh my goodness, something that isn't white or isn't black, though it is available in black. This sage green is really gorgeous. Really makes the bike look super modern. Absolutely love it. So before we dive into the new stuff, let's just kind of go over the current stuff and how it sort of translates from the existing family cargo line model. And that's basically the entire back end of the bike. So starting at the very back, we're running the same Enviolo heavy duty hub system, still running the fantastic Magura CME brakes, still have Schwalbe's very robust tires, wheel lock, more or less the same frame, same motor, and same controller, same handlebars. Everything's the same from the existing family model, except the seat. There's a brand new saddle here, which is really comfy from the folks at Selle Royale, who just make amazing, comfortable city saddles. But really where the party starts is when we get to the front. Starting at the back of the front, the first, or the top of the front, let's say, it's a whole new bucket system here from Urban Arrow. So more or less this entire front end of the bike is brand new. New upper support tube design, new box design, the seat that comes standard on the bike is new in its design as well, in how it integrates into the box itself, and so it's really clean, and there's a little bit more cargo space under the seat because of that. Also new would be the Fidlock buckles, which we'll give you a little close-up here. And so these are incredibly easy to attach when you've got trying to get these wiggly kids in here. You can just snap them in and you're good to go. And then the design requires quite a bit of force this way, adult hand force, to be able to open the strap. So hopefully kids won't be unbuckling themselves. There's still provisions in the front for a second bench if you so desire. So this bike has a specific rain cover and it has a new specific box cover. So there's a couple of new accessories that are specific to the front end of this bike. Also super new, probably hard to see, but we'll zoom in on it, is the kickstand. And specifically the design of the kickstand is the same, but what's different are the feet. And what it appears that Urban Arrow has done is to create a much more robust hard plastic, maybe nylon kind of foot instead of a rubber foot that tends to degrade pretty quickly. And they've even put a little stopper on the end where you would bump and push with your foot, and so that's going to create a lot more durability on those kind of wear parts, the kickstand parts. Okay, so let's just get to the real action, and that's at the front where we have suspension, woohoo! Reload adjusters, so you can stiffen it up if you're carrying heavy loads consistently. This Suntour Mobi fork, it's nice and robust. A little bit of anodizing on the stanchion is going to offer a little bit more wear as well in kind of rough conditions that we have here. Integrates really nicely with the fender, and that is the number one thing that customers have been asking us for forever with Urban Arrows is the suspension option. And so this is going to be great, especially here in Calgary, maybe where you are too, where the pathways and the roads are in really rough condition. Sometimes the kids can get rocked around in the front there a little bit. And so having that suspension on the front is going to be great. If you wanted to make this a full suspension cargo bike, you could very easily add a suspension seat post. So perhaps a Thudbuster long travel seat post. That's pretty common and popular option to get a whole bunch of comfort at the back, though you would require quite a bit of seat post, maybe more than what's shown here, to be able to use that type of seat post. But there's lots of them out there, so you could make this into a full suspension bike. Also upgraded is the steering arm, and the whole steering arm assembly from front to back is totally new. So it starts with a brand new connector at the bottom of the steer here, so down at the very bottom where the back of the steering rod connects. All of that's brand new. The steering rod itself is a much bigger diameter than it was before, and so it's going to be a lot stiffer, which is going to translate into much more precise feeling steering at the front. Where it connects onto the fork is also much more robust than what we've seen in the past. And so those changes to that steering rod, they really translate into a much crisper steering feel from this bike, even compared to the cargo line, which was also a massive upgrade over the previous generation. This new one is next level in all ways. It's going to be great. One thing also that everybody's been talking about are these new lights that are on the front that are built into the box. And these just gives you a whole bunch of side visibility that didn't exist before in the same way. There's integrated reflectors in the front of the box as well, which shouldn't get kind of knocked out, which happened on some of the older ones. And then even the reflectors at the back end here have been are basically bolted in, so they can't just sort of fall out. And so that's a really nice upgrade. So yeah, that's the main changes to this bike. Let's go take it for a little bit of a bike ride. All right, here we go. So the ride quality initially is exactly like a normal Urban Arrow, which is to say a little bit weird and maybe takes a little bit of getting used to the first time you've ridden one because of how long the front end of the bike is. Tons of power, as to be expected from this new gen cargo line motor. Otherwise, it's the same old Urban Arrow, which is to say really, like once you get used to it, it's incredibly stable, easy to ride. You don't need to have a lot of pressure on the handlebars to kind of hold on to it or anything like that. Anybody that rides these bikes will know just how nice they are once you kind of understand the ride dynamic and sort of get into chilling out in this very upright riding style. The steering precision is amazing. You know, there's kind of no dead spot or knock happening at all, which can be a feature of some of the older Urban Arrow designs. Just incredibly smooth, like a hot knife through butter. All right, let's pull a tight turn here. We'll zip back around. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Turn around the pathway, totally doing it. Yeehaw. All right, look at that, going back the other way. So there you go. That's a little quick hit on the new bike. We do have one here, this one I'm riding right now, at the shop, available for test rides. If you're in the Urban Arrow market, electric bucket bike, family hauler, 21st century SUV market. We also have the regular cargo line model in black and white in stock at the ready. So yeah, if you're thinking about selling that second car and moving those funds into something like this, the number one thing we hear from customers is, I wish I didn't wait. Wish we had purchased this bike sooner. Shifted over those bumps there. So there you go. That is the new FamilyNext. Makes me almost want to have kids again. Almost.